Hey boys and girls, Lady Silver Vixen here. This is going to be like my third or fourth attempt at doing this. I'm trying to crunch it into 15 minutes. Astral projection for beginners is a lot of information, so I may end up breaking this apart. Yes, I used to have a video called Astral Projection for Beginners. I'm remaking it. I'm going to jump right in because there is a lot of information and I'm trying not to ramble too much. The first thing I want to talk about is the three planes. There are three spiritual, physical planes that we really have parallel to each other. Physical plane, which is what we're on, the etheric plane, which is parallel to ours, the astral plane, which is parallel to the etheric. Now, a lot of people have seen the movie Insidious. I'm glad this movie was made because I can now just debunk it and tear it apart. Insidious was not astral projection. Insidious was etheric projection. The difference between etheric and astral is really simple. A lot of people will try and tell you that it's the other way around. It's not. Every website that I have visited, every experienced practitioner I have talked to, including my own personal experiences, will all tell you it's physical, etheric, astral. Okay? The etheric plane is parallel to ours because of the level of physical interaction that you can do with this plane. Most of the time when you hear about apparitions, full physical apparitions, that's where this is happening. It's where the etheric plane is bleeding on to the physical plane because we are literally parallel. As you can see in my little scribble picture, there is a border between each of these planes. However, the one that's between etheric and physical is very, very thin. When you hear people talking about the veil is thinning, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about that border is thinning out, and it does do this. It's no different than the moon. It waxes and it wanes. It'll be really thick some days, and it'll be really thin other days, which is why hauntings vary as much as they do. Now, I want to answer some really general questions. These are some of the most common questions that I get. The main one is, can I become possessed? No, you cannot become possessed unless you allow yourself to become possessed. Your body puts up a natural defense against any kind of entity coming into your body once you leave it. There are some people who mentally or spiritually may be weaker than others, which allow this process to happen. Most of the time it happens on a subconscious level, not on a conscious level, which means that it's not necessarily happening voluntarily. There are some people who volunteer themselves to go this route. However, most of the time those who are voluntary usually don't end up with it. But anyway, back to the point. No, you can't become possessed while you're astrally projecting. Your body puts up a natural defense. There are also other methods that you can use, from putting a ring of salt around your bed, wearing a protective symbol, or holding a protective symbol while you're astrally projecting. If you have any kind of protective symbols that hang above your bed, such as a cross, a Star of David, a pentagram, a pentacle, anything like that. These are all protective symbols. Whatever is a protective symbol to you, use if you really have any kind of fears. The other question that I get asked a lot is, well, if I have a lot of fear, will this hinder me? Yes, it will. If you have any kind of materialistic attachment to this world, if you have fears that you just can't seem to overcome, or if, I'm trying to remember where I wanted to go with this. If you really have doubts in yourself and in your self-confidence, it can really hinder you from your progress. You've got to be very confident in yourself. You have to trust in yourself. You have to trust in your spirit guides if you believe in those. Trust in your angels if you believe in those. Really, really feel that you're safe and that you can do this. All these things will hinder your progress. By creating doubt in your mind, whether it be just doubts in general, fears, or any kind of attachment to this world that you cannot let go of. You have got to face these things and really break them apart so that way you can't, you got to let them go, is basically what I'm trying to get at. You have to let these things go. Otherwise, if you might as well just give up on astral projection, because most of the time, most people who have these kinds of attachments, they usually don't successfully astrally project, and when they do, it usually ends up leading to some sort of negative experience because they bring that with them. One of the other things that I get a lot is, should I clean myself before I astrally project? Or the other one is, can I use drugs? Part about the cleaning. If you're a witch, definitely, please do so. Cleanse, ground, and center. Those are the main three things we witches do. Cleanse, ground, center. Cleanse, ground, center. Do it before astrally projecting. Part about drugs. This is highly controversial. If you cannot function without either smoking pot or drinking alcohol because you're addicted to these things, learn to break the addiction first. If you cannot break the addiction, or you just don't want to because you enjoy the weird sensation of being drunk and high as a kite, I can't really tell you not to. That you can't actually project because of this. Because your body at this point has become dependent on it. Definitely try to break that addiction if you absolutely can. But when it comes to marijuana, when it comes to alcohol, when it comes to things like peyote and other hallucinogenic-based drugs, there's a lot of these things that have been used throughout the centuries to actually trigger astral projection experiences as well as spiritual journeys. And you can look it up. Please feel free to. I've done my fair share of the research. You guys can go and do that. These things have been used for centuries. I do not recommend it for people who are teenagers or children who are under the age of 15. Guys, if you're an adult, if you're over the age of 18, if you're 18 and up, that is your personal decision whether or not you want to go that route. Plain and simple. I'm not going to tell you not to. I'm not going to tell you to go that route. That's your choice. If you're used to it, it's probably not going to hinder any kind of experience that you have. It may hinder your memory of it, but yeah. Anyway, moving right along. Some of the methods, there's multiple methods. You've got the Monroe technique, which is the most common. It's also known as the rope. You also have the fallout technique. You have the roll up and stand up, the just stand up, the sit up, the roll out and sit up, and there's more. I can't even think of them all. The hammock technique is the other one that I was thinking of. That alone is 7 different techniques. I'm going to break down 2 of them real quick. The Monroe technique is really easy, as well as the fallout technique. The only reason I'm going to break down the Monroe technique is because it's the most common of all. You're going to go through a complete state of relaxation, whether this be through meditation, listening to music, trying to put yourself into almost like a lucid state of dreaming, but do not fall asleep. Please do not fall asleep. The whole goal of astral projection is to do this while you're conscious, not while you're unconscious. From there, you're going to visualize a rope that leads from your solar plexus, navel area, or belly button, as most of you probably know it as, and it will lead straight to the astral. The astral is a realm of thought as well as spirit, so whatever you think will occur there. This is why I keep telling you guys, don't have doubts and don't have any kind of negative attachments or be in a bad mood when you try this. It will follow you there. The other thing, once you have visualized the rope, you will do a hand-over-hand motion to pull your spiritual body out. Just simple, hand over hand. Okay? Climb until you feel yourself released from your physical body and until you reach the astral plane. You will not be harmed during this process. Nobody's going to hurt you. Nobody's going to try and take over your body. Just relax, okay? Relax and climb. That's all you got to think of. Think of the astral plane and concentrate on your hand-over-hand motion. Alright? Some of you may want to try and practice this on your own. An easy way to do this is to take a piece of rope or a piece of string, attach it to your ceiling, and stretch it down so that way it settles just very gently on your stomach, and then just practice. Practice the hand over hand. It gives you something to really visualize while your eyes are closed. Yes, you have to have your eyes closed. Your whole goal is to, when you're doing this on the outside, before you even get started, neutralize all distractions. You don't want any distractions. You don't want to leave candles lit. You don't want to leave incense burning, although these things are helpful during the meditation process and in the relaxation process. You don't need these things burning and setting your house on fire while you're astrally projecting. Not a cool thing to do. You will experience very odd sensations. Every person experiences something different. Some of the different sensations include, but are not limited to, tingling, cold feelings, hot feelings, like somebody's watching you, and there's a lot more too. Each person, like I said, experiences something different. And sometimes you'll experience more than one of these while you're doing the process. You are safe, you are fine, don't worry about it. The fallout technique is the other technique that I wanted to talk about very briefly. Go into the state of relaxation, and when you hit a true state of relaxation, you will get a falling sensation. Just roll with it. Just keep falling. Don't stop falling. Don't kick yourself out of this feeling or out of this process that your body is going through. You won't hit the ground like you do in your dreams, which is what snaps you awake. Don't do that. Let it go. Just release all your fears, all your cares, all your worries, and just free fall. Just do a free fall. It is where your body has hit a complete and total state of relaxation. You want this to astrally project, because when you hit a certain point, your spiritual self is going to go and slide right out of your physical body. Okay? And then from there, just think of the astral plane, and your body will lift up and go straight there. A lot of people ask me about, well, while I'm astrally projecting, can I go and view somebody else's house? Two things with that. One, if you are there in your spiritual self, that is etheric projection, not astral projection, so no. Not in the astral sense. In the etheric sense, yes. Otherwise, if you are not there spiritually, it is called remote viewing, and that is something completely different, and for another video. But anyway, guys, I'm running really close on time here. If you have any further questions, please email me, message me, comment, something. If you need another video posted up about general astral projection methods, different meditation techniques, things like that, please let me know. I will try as hard as I can to get something new up. This is Lady Silver Vixen, and I'm signing out now.